There is so much, and there's so little to catch up on. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. And if you are new here, then welcome to the channel. I'm Pakita, and on my channel, we discuss all things small business, vendor markets, and I do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And so, I don't know, I feel like today I just wanted to catch up, right? Because we have not talked since our last market in June. Cue the tiny violins, right? Because I'm still feeling some kind of way that my June markets did not pop the way that we had forecasted them to pop and the way they popped last year. But anyway, we talk about the highs and lows of growing your small business with vendor markets. And so if you enjoy that kind of content, stick around. We are your tribe, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't even know where to begin. I don't think this is going to be a long video. I just wanted y'all to know that I'm still alive. I'm okay. I didn't leap from a tall building. I did not bury myself in my sorrows, although I definitely wanted to. I have mentioned that I think in my last video, June was very, very hard. And I think one of the reasons that June really hit me so hard is because those were last year, two of our really, really good markets. Financially, so much so that they took care of all June expenses, a little June leisure, and July partial expenses, and July leisure. And that's a big thing for me. So when I can get expenses and savings as part of expenses, when I can get that from a market, then it's been a good situation. To not get anything, was definitely difficult financially, but it was even more difficult like mentally and emotionally, because it makes you question whether or not, you're doing the right thing. My leg itches. But it makes you question whether or not you're doing the right thing. And as much as I have questioned, I don't think that it was us. I don't think it's me. I don't think it's our product. And honestly, I don't even think it was the market, right? I don't think it's the host. I don't think it's anything that needed to change. Honestly, I just feel like the economy and the way people are kind of safeguarding their dollars and their cents in this season, it is what it is. People are just not spending as casually as they were, in years past. And I get it. I completely understand why. That also goes for us. And, so here we are. What happens next, right? What's next for me? What's next for Hayward and Love? Typically, we don't do markets during the month of July for a number of reasons. Mostly because markets are always outdoors. The majority of markets are outdoors. There are some indoor markets, but the majority of markets are outside. July in the Carolinas is not to be played with. She's a hood chick. She will knock you on your behind in July. And I tested my theory last year in July, and I almost tested it this year. But no, not going to be outside in doing a market during the month of July. And if I'm completely honest, June, July, August, and a little bit of September are just, we will jump you. The heat is like that. So July is traditionally a no-no. Last year, I went against my better judgment. We did a July, and I swear I almost had a medical emergency. Child, that's a whole nother story. So this year I thought about it, and I was like, Not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it outside. August, I'll probably be outdoors again. And then, you know, the rest of the year. But I'm not doing anything in July. So I will be focusing on my online sales and a couple of other ways that I make money in the world. I will tell you though, I have considered consulting on the part-time again. And so I've had a recent conversation with a recruiter, and so we'll just see how that goes. If something comes of it, you know I'm gonna tell y'all first because y'all keep all my secrets. So there's that. But then there are other ways that I do make money, like my YouTube pays me, Google pays me. But so May, YouTube paid me just shy of $200. And so I have that. And then I also have investments that I use, and I earn money on dividends that I have in my investments. And that is also part of the way that I make money. I am working on a vendor market toolkit, and I think that is going to go live. That is either going to go live this week or that's going to go live next week. I'm really excited about that because a lot of times there are questions that, someone will ask me in the comments, and I will try to address it in a video. But I always say I'm going to make a video that is just going to specifically answer questions, but I do not always get around to that for one reason or another. Sometimes just the editing of a market video can take a long time. When you are capturing 5-6 hours worth of footage, that's a lot. That's a lot. 5-6 hours of footage and just trying to tell like a cohesive story about what that market looked like over the course of the day is no easy task. And sometimes it takes me a long time to do it. And making sure that the video is still able to get monetized so that I'm not using like audio. And then, y'all know my markets have music blasting in the background. And so I also want you guys to be able to hear what I'm saying and what's going on. So there's just a lot of things that are happening. And if you edit videos for one reason or another, then you know what I mean. So there's that. So my toolkit, I really try to answer questions and give you, I am a big stickler on 3 points, 2 well-grounded points, and 1 that anchors it all together. So I, at a minimum, will kind of give you my perspective on a tip or a best practice. I'll give you kind of 3 points to consider, and then some space to take notes and kind of work through your thoughts and plan through things as it relates to your business and your future vendor market. So it'll talk a lot about things like, brand awareness, just overall getting set up for the market, how to prepare for special conditions and things to look out for. Lots of things that I talk about in my videos. It's also kind of written down for you. And I've created in such a way that if you wanted to, work on things like customer persona, I've given you some space to kind of consider what that looks like and kind of map that out for yourself. So I hope that it's going to be a valuable, helpful resource for someone. But that will go live on the Market Pro page. Like I said, either this week or next week. And by this week, I mean by Sunday, even though Sunday is the start of a new week, but we'll work it out. So I think that's like the biggest thing. And then the other things are just like, I have really been kind of settling into learning how to garden. I could take y'all outside. I've been growing like onions and potatoes. I am growing bell peppers, although I haven't seen any bell peppers. And the thing that happened was I didn't know like your bell peppers were supposed to flower at first. And so like my first round of flowers, I just took them off because I was like, no flowers supposed to be on these. What's that? Why is it there? So I took them off. But luckily, I got other little flowers. And then y'all told me that no, peppers are self-pollinating, so the flowers are a good thing, and then the peppers will come. So leave the flowers. And so I've left the flowers, and the plant definitely smells like bell peppers. I'm just waiting to see the fruits of my labor. But I'm also growing like basil, some cabbage that, you know, I had to do some doctoring on. And so now they're back and growing. I'm growing them in like a raised bed. And I keep it on my screen porch. But then outside in my yard, I am growing some potatoes and some like medallion onions. And my mom also told me that I could eat the top parts, like you could cut those and chop them up. So I'm probably gonna go out and get some of those and just chop them and bring them in the house, or bring them in the house and chop them and put them in the freezer. Yeah, and just like doing some home projects. And then I have a book that I'm supposed to like be reading. And then I encouraged my daughter to buy the same book and read it so we could talk about it. And she did her part and I didn't do my part because I really get distracted with tinkering. I'm tinkering all the time. If I am not making, I am tinkering. So like that's really all that's been going on. I don't have anything booked for July. There is a bridal show that's coming up. I did want to participate in that. I really did. It is an indoor event. It's out of town. I wanted to participate, but it is a non-sell event because it's a bridal event. You more or less are just there on display. And if people want to shop with you, they have to do it on your, you know, website or come to your storefront, things like that. But there is no selling allowed at this event. And for the price of the event, I just felt like somebody gonna buy something. So no, it was more like marketing for you, more like exposure. And I've had, so that was a bummer. So nothing is booked for July. There are some things that I am eyeing for August, but I am not booking ahead simply because I'm noticing that things are still available. You know, and I think there's kind of this urgency to go ahead and get your applications in before, you know, the application closes. But as I'm looking, the applications are not filled because the applications are still open. There's nothing on wait list. So, so I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to rush and jump and kind of pre-book stuff. I definitely want to pay attention to how things are going to go before, you know, I book anything else. And then I have a couple of things that are already booked for September. And holiday markets, oddly enough, I have not pre-booked anything. I have not. I will be part of a larger bridal giveaway, and that is, I think, for next month. November, December, I don't have anything pre-booked, and I'm really not like I'm not pressed to do so. I know I will at some point, but I'm not like really stressing myself out to like try and do it. Like I'm really just trying to calm myself because I know that I get very, very anxious and I want to kind of control the narrative from afar. I am trying to use this season to really just to not be so anxious, to really kind of walk into the space as the space presents itself. So, but I will let y'all know. You know, I'm going to let you know how it goes and what my next things are. What are y'all doing? Are y'all traveling this summer? Are y'all working every weekend? Like, are you out doing the markets? Is it too hot? Are you feeling the same kind of pinches with, you know, how people are spending? I want to know what's going on with y'all. I'm going to show you my hibiscus because I have so many blooms that are getting ready to open up. I went outside this morning and I saw the first bloom. I was really kind of like leery because it's July and I feel like last year they opened in, they were already open by July, but they're just starting to open. Unfortunately, I had some peonies. Oh, I totally changed the subject. So now I'm going back to me planting stuff. But so yes, so I've been focusing on growing things. And last year I grew beautiful peonies and I think I had like 5 or 6 bulbs. Because you know with peonies, you don't always get blooms. So they were in pots And I did. And so I was like, oh, let me go ahead and put them in the ground so I could get more. And they were like, boop, no, you're not getting anything. You're not getting anything. Because we're going to need the whole season to get acclimated being in the ground. So I am praying that next year that they have adjusted. Because I saw that they split. So, and I bought a new set of tubes. So I now have 3. Which I didn't even know they could split on their own like that. But I now have 3. And all 3 are like, we're too young to, you know, but the one that was in the pot has split and I didn't get any bulbs. But so I'm hoping, I didn't get any blooms. Blooms is the word that I need to be saying. But I'm hoping next year I will. But on the flip side, the hibiscus are like, girl, this is our moment. And they're gorge. And I'm so excited. So I'll show y'all what I've been growing and then I'm gonna let y'all go. So, yeah, I want to know what you guys are doing this summer. Are you traveling? If you're traveling and you're sharing, then you need to drop your page or your Instagram or something in the comments so I can follow, so I can see what y'all are doing, so I can live vicariously through all of your adventures too. So if you stuck around, shout out to you. Thank you so much for watching the entire video. Again, leave me a comment. I want to know what you're doing this summer. If you're doing markets, if you're traveling, if you're just trying to like hang back and chill, if you're just trying to decompress, all the things, let me know that. And if you watched this video and you stayed to the end, shout out to you. If you know somebody who enjoys this type of content, but they weren't here with us today, go ahead and share the video with them. Make sure you like it. Make sure you turn on your notification bells. Make sure you do all the things. And if you are not subscribed, what are you doing? You keep coming back. You know you like me and you want us to be friends. So go ahead and do all this stuff. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and I will talk to y'all later.